Hello, hello. My name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22, and we are back in Salisbury with our mid-year update. As you can see from the Club Vision screen, we are mostly keeping the board happy. A plus overall. They are a little disappointed in a few aspects of their quite demanding aspects they would like us to play, and in the future, we might disappoint them more. But for now, they're happy. There hasn't been much in the way of transfers. The only one we've made since the middle of the year was signing Sam Perry, a 25-year-old out of contract. Can play both at right back and at midfielder, which is a useful combination to provide flexibility on my formation. It's a little curious that despite that he doesn't have any experience as a defensive midfielder, but does as an attacking midfielder. Um, so, but he's the sort of player you can just kind of play all over the pitch. Comes from a long time playing for Walsall in League One, so I figured he could definitely make the step down to League Two. So far, he's been very solid and steady. As for the schedule, things have gone pretty well. By no means overwhelming. We have been knocked out of the FA Cup in the third round with a loss to Derby very recently. Derby is a championship side, so not entirely unexpected. And we are still in the FA Trophy. I'm not sure we're supposed to be, but we are. And we're expected to make the finals by our board since we are a League Two team in the FA Trophy tournament. So we're about the only League Two team. I think there's one other in the thing. We had a bit of a scare in the FA Cup actually against Witten, the Isthmian, Northern Premier Division. So a seventh tier team came in and drew us. Largely because I rotated my goalkeepers. I figured I'd give Sinisalo a day off. I'd give Bergstrom some time between the sticks again for old time's sake. He did not reward my belief in him as backup, and only Sinclair Armstrong's hat trick gave us the draw. Now, once he came back home and put Sinisalos between the sticks, much different story, and we advanced to lose to Derby later. And again, we lost 2-4 to Cheltenham here because Sinisalo was with his national team. So we had to play Bergstrom, and he had a terrible game. So Bergstrom is very much not looking like a goalkeeper we can trust at this level. Obviously, he's the backup, and we don't intend to play him anymore this year. Even against Concord, probably. Maybe against Concord. I don't really care about that FA Trophy, despite what the board says. So that mostly green schedule has us currently sitting in third place. Things have flipped since we last looked at the schedule, where previously we'd had some games. Other teams had games at hand against us. Now we are the ones who have games at hand because Eastlake Stadium in Eastleigh keeps flooding because, two teams sharing a single pitch in the south of England. The weather conditions, it gets muddy, it gets awful, and we have to postpone games. That actually happened just our last game got postponed. So our back of the schedule could be busier than it should be. But April and May are so empty that there's plenty of time to keep pushing games back to it. But we are 2 points back and 2 games behind Colchester for second, and 5 points and 3 games behind Crewe. So with good performances, we could tie or pass either of them easily. We are still in a promotion spot as is. We are 4 games ahead of Southend and 2 points ahead of them for the promotion spot. So we just need to kind of keep maintaining what we're doing to get promoted. So today's game for you is a game against semi-local rivals Bristol Rovers. It's probably the closest team to Salisbury in this league. It's also part of a Rovers back-to-back set, as we are playing Bristol this week, and then I believe Doncaster actually just 3 days later. We have been dealing with some injuries. Jack Spong has been sent home with the flu. McBride has been sent home with the flu. Godsmark Ford has a fractured wrist. That is not the flu. And Bergstrom is also just coming back from some sort of injury and is not fully fit, but we don't plan on substituting him on anyways. Still running the same formation. We have gone to our 4-3-3 in a few games. We had one game where we really only had one striker available. It's been all right. I think it's starting to get to the point where we have the players to make it work, but for now, we'll keep running back this 4-1-3-2. Jack Smith's on. I guess I need to change roles from wide playmaker to winger on the right side. Yeah, medium been giving credit. Did play well. White on white. Not a fan. And sorry that we missed the opening kick as I go and fix his role really quick. As usually when that's McBride, we play him as a wide playmaker because he's a left-footed individual on the right side. With Smith, he is a right-footed individual, so we are fine playing him as a conventional winger. And it looks like they called a handball on the other team, and that will put Campton Sturridge at the penalty spot. Blasts into the corner of the goal, and 5 minutes in, we have a 1-0 lead. Campton Sturridge, down to a 2-star rating at the level, by star rating, one of the lowest on our teams, still has 17 goals this year. All I know is the guy puts the biscuit in the basket. Looks like the opposition is using a 5-2-2-1, 5-2-3, depending if you want to call it something goofy like a 3-2-2-2-1. You could. Just kind of depends on where you resolve those ties. This is a relatively low highlight game. Nothing going on. All right, finally, Brimble has a throw on the right side up to McLean. Smith plays it nowhere, out to Brimble, plays it across. Armstrong, header, saved by Bartlett. And he will immediately bomb it down the pitch trying to get the counterattack started. But Brian Waugh heads it free, and back to Brimble. Plays it back up to Smith. Smith looking for an opportunity, tries to break past their left back. Left back runs in a lot, giving Smith a lot of space. In the Armstrong header, just missed. They will try to resume the attack, but Brian Waugh, they just keep trying to play those long balls, and he's just too good at heading away. Back to Smith, trying to create an opportunity for the rest of the team. Centers in. Ingolson, no, not quite. For the Icelandic young man? Yes. Owen on the corner. Playing it short. Nope, do not come away with that one. Ingolson plays it out to Owen. Is he onside? Seems like he was not. You've heard my rant on this before. Get onsides, guys. And, Sports Interactive program the guys to get onsides and to not have the players regularly pass the guys offsides there. It's pretty super obvious. It's like there are times when you're like trying to catch a guy stepping, but those times it's just the guy hasn't gotten back yet. For shame. Fertil Pierre makes a play. We knock it out, and they will have a corner in the 42nd minute. Wrong-footed corner, so happy about that. Playing a far post, and I jinxed myself, didn't I? I really did. Riley Owens apparently missed a header. He's busy directing traffic and just not getting up for it. Well, that's disappointing. Obviously, we are dominating XG, though a lot of it. Ingolson with the free kick right outside the box. Cannot bend it like Beckham into the top corner of the net. We are winning the XG battle. That would be despite the penalty. But we need to actually create another opportunity. And let's yell at the midfielders that I have faith in them. Not yell. Gently assure the midfielders that I have faith in them. They need to step it up, but they can win this game. McLean's on the lowest rating for the team right now, though that's not exactly surprising. Defensive midfielder often has the lowest rating for the team. They just don't have much of an offensive role. We're headed to the right now. Speaking of which, McLean gets the ball, plays it out to Brimble. Brimble doesn't like his opportunity, plays it back to Brian Waugh. Now with space, plays it to Smith. Smith to Brimble. Brimble up to Armstrong, but he can't sneak it past Bartlett. Angle just isn't good enough. Due to the last game we had on the books being rained out, our guys are on several extra days of rest, so I'm not seeing any early fatigue. Our next game against Doncaster, being in like 3 days, means we will have to do some slight rotation of the team and have to worry about pulling guys perhaps earlier in the 60th minute as opposed to 70th. We will let it ride here. Failed to tackle there near the corner. They play it into the middle. Hampson, luckily, hits the woodwork, and they don't have anyone charge it and punish us for it. They have Hope looking at the edge. Crosses it, but Salisbury goes up for it. The 6'5" Finn and pulls it down. Hope into Price. Let's come on, encourage the boys. Come on, I want some possession. I'm tired of seeing them kick the ball around. Don't like that. Dribbled it for a long time. Luckily, Sinisalo got up on him and got big and deflected it off his hands. But again, opposite foot, quote-unquote, wrong-footed corner. Played out. Hope gets it. Comes back along the right side, attacking. And now we have a free kick. Owen, not really to anyone. Ingolson back up to Owen. Owen's a left winger, so he's going to try and, flee to the left side. McLean, the defensive midfielder, just trying to find someone to take the ball for him. Brimble is the right back. Smith, the right winger. Armstrong, champion surge. No, saved by Bartlett. Good save. And here we are, 69th, 70th minute. Let's take stock. Who's tired? No yellow cards that we have to worry about today. Bunch of just kind of average performances. Let's bring in Hazeman for McLean. I would often bring in Spong here for Riley Owen, but Spong is out with the flu, so not an option. Ingolson's the one having a good game, so I don't really want to pull him, despite the fact that Sam Perry is one of the better options. We could put him in for Gary Brimble, who hasn't done much of anything as far so far. And then, let's bring in Al-Hamadi as a target forward. Hopefully, he'll bring his magic with him. Despite, again, his decreasing star rating, he hasn't held up in terms of number of goals nearly as well as Campton Sturridge. But he's still a relatively productive player at this level. 85th minute, we have 2 XG. Hazeman will take the corner, plays it short. Brian Waugh doesn't get it. Ingolson play it forward to Hazeman, who is onside this time. Back to Ingolson. I think he tried to take a shot there, which is just a poor decision into someone recycled out. Allenson lumps it forward. It looks like Schotten will be called for a foul, probably grabbing their man who's trying to get up for the header. Dangerous position. They have several guys off sides who have now drifted back onto an onside position. It seemed too far away to really necessitate a wall, but Ingolson gets the ball and will start to break. Doesn't have the speed to break down their guys. Allenson does come in and clatters him to the ground. Apparently not enough to draw a card, but enough to get us a spot kick. Ingolson will take it from the wide side, bombs it into the middle, back. Schotten plays it over the net with his head. Crew's up 4-0. They're in first place in the standings right now. Obviously, so them taking 3, us taking 1 is less than ideal. In the 90th minute, 2 minutes of stoppage time. We're a quarter way through that. Plays across. Owen doesn't make much of an attempt at it, and Bradbury neither. Clearly gassing, but disappointing to see him not kind of turn on the jets and try and actually get the ball. Eagle bring it hard down that right side, Bud, Sinisalo luckily gets his body in the way. Doesn't control it, so they circle it out. Yeah, we switched to attacking there now because it won't affect this run of play. And here in the last minute, I want him to attack. I want to try and find that last goal. Up to Schotten. Unfortunately, bad. He bombs it forward and just into the middle where they have plenty of guys. They really need to kick it to along the left side where Owen was. Hazeman will trip their man. Looks like he'll get away with it without getting carded. And this will probably end the game in a less than thrilling 1-1 draw. We had a number of small attempts. We converted none of them. Luckily, we had that penalty. They converted a relatively low probability corner there, where we were out jumped on the back post and Sinisalo. We just tell the boys process matters more than the result. Because it does. You do the right things over and over again. Sometimes you get unlucky. Sometimes you don't. Bristol Rovers is a good team. Sitting there in 7th place. So we are currently 4 points back, but with 2 games in hand against Colchester, and 7 points back, but 3 games in hand behind Crew. So I have 17 more games to go this season. I'm sure I'll be back late in the year with the game hopefully locking up promotion. Theoretically, I'd obviously love to be showing you a championship, but I'll take promotion on its own. And if not, then perhaps some playoff games. And if not, then we've really collapsed. Given we are... it is pretty tight there. Now, again, we do have 3 games over Yeovil. But are 6 points. So it'd be a pretty impressive collapse. So we'll see if we can not collapse, and I'll be back with you in a couple days. Like, comment, subscribe. Please do the things, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.